Jesus speaks a parable in Luke chapter 16, and it's very interesting because you see, a parable is not a true story, but it illustrates a great truth. And Jesus illustrated a wonderful truth in that passage of Scripture. And he says this: he who can be trusted with just a little, then God will entrust him with more. The Father, if he can trust you with just the little things, and you will be faithful with those things, then he will entrust you with great and mighty things. And so we need to learn to be faithful with little things. You know, God has blessed our ministry. I've been preaching the gospel more than 50 years now, all over the world. And people said, Sammy, how did you get all these wonderful opportunities? Let me tell you something. It was through the little things. It was through the small things, taking one step at a time. I remember just one small thing. I wanted to go to East Berlin. I had been preaching in West Berlin, and at that time the city was divided. East Berlin was communist, West Berlin was free, and there was a wall surrounding West Berlin to keep people from escaping to the west, and it was like a massive prison cell. And oh, my heart longed to reach the people of Eastern Europe and those communist-dominated countries with the good news of Jesus Christ, but I didn't know how to do it. And I asked someone, is there anyone you know in East Berlin? I asked someone in West Berlin that, and they said, yes, we know an old Lutheran pastor that the communists will not allow to preach, and they told me where he was, and I went and visited that old man at his apartment. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, young man, next year there are going to be 100,000 communist, atheist young people gathered here in East Berlin to be trained to win the world for communism. You pray about coming and telling them about Jesus. Well, I was shocked. I said, they would never let me do that. He said, you pray about it. Well, I made the mistake. I prayed about it, and God spoke to my heart and said to go. And I and two other friends went and infiltrated that meeting. 200 hardcore atheist young people came to Christ. And that was the beginning of our ministry throughout Eastern Europe. But it began with just a simple act of obedience, finding one person, not looking for a great preaching opportunity, but finding one person, one man who loved God, who walked with God in that country, and just saying, I want to meet you. I want to learn more about you. I want to have fellowship with you. Just that one small act, and then God entrusted us with so much more. Oh, it's the little things. Well, a lot of people want to do the big things, but nobody wants to do the little things. But Jesus said in this parable, if he can trust you with the little things, then he will trust you with the big things. So be faithful with the little things, and he will trust you with the big things.